Hi Cancer, welcome to your What They Aren't Telling You reading for November 23rd through November 22nd. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the Recommend a Reader shout out, which goes to Scorpio Spy Tarot. Love and support to her. Check her out, show her some love, and support yourself if you like what she has to say. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life. All right, Cancerian, what do we got here? All right, Cancer. King of Wands, 8 of Cups. This could be Sagittarius. 4 of Cups. Magician, Gemini, Aries, or Virgo. The Moon, Pisces or Cancerian. Queen of Swords, that could be Libra. Lots of people involved here. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, that could be Capricorn. This is 2 of Wands. All right, let me get the little guys here. All right, so we've got 8 of Cups and 4 of Cups. The Magician. King of Wands and the Magician. Interesting. I don't know if this person... All right, what's this 8 of Swords? I don't know if they know how to get what they want. What's this 8 of Cups? Justice. This 4 of Cups. That could be Libra. This is 4 of Cups. Here. Ace of Swords. Is this someone stuck in this ennui? This nothing means anything to me. I just don't know. This Magician about. 3 of Cups. This Moon about. 4 of Pentacles. This Queen of Swords. You know, I get the feeling that this person doesn't understand themselves fully and know why they do what they do. This person, I think this person also is afraid of trusting anyone. Maybe they don't trust themselves, but I think they're afraid of trusting you. I think we're talking about a reconciliation that you both want. So if you're like, oh, I don't want this one, this is not my reading, it's probably not. If you got a creeper ex, or if you're like, no, this jerk wore me the heck out and I don't want to see her or him again, then this is, I'm pretty sure this isn't the reading for you. But all right, because I think this is someone that is terrified and is waiting for you to kind of show them that they can trust you again, or that you got the green light. So this is a mutual thing. This isn't, this is someone that wants it, but they're scared and they want to be able to trust, and it looks like you're on board with it too. So just, there you go. That's for those of you that are, I don't want you to stay and you know, be like, this didn't apply to me at all. Yeah, probably didn't, because this is about 2 people wanting this. What's this in Pentacles? 9 of Cups. Yeah. Oopsie. Fell out. 3 of Wands. Interesting. Someone's liking their chances. You're off to a good start, and now we wait. That is. Oh, 9 of Cups. Look at that. Queen of Pentacles. What's this Queen of Pentacles? 8 of Cups. So this is someone that is not going anywhere. So, okay, all right. This is kind of similar to Pisces, actually. Here's the thing. This is someone that wants to come back. They feel like it's a good thing if they did. They feel like, or they don't know if you'd be receptive, but the Cancers that I'm reading for, you would want this reconciliation. So I'm reading for Cancers that would want this, that would welcome this. This person is scared. They're terrified. Something went down, the way this was, something went down to where the ending, or you have just either things that ended, or you have just gone through something that is with this person that shook you both, and they've kind of got a lot of ups and downs and uncertainty in their life anyway. They kind of not, I don't want to say not very stable or unbalanced. The thing is, this person might have issues with anxiety anyway, or some kind of mental, and I don't like saying instability or being unstable, because it sounds like, oh, well, they need to be committed or hospitalized or some other archaic notion. It's not that. It's just that this person doesn't really provide that for themselves. They doubt themselves. They're dealing with shame. So to put themselves out there on a limb and be vulnerable again with you, that's doubly hard for the way that they are, for the way they're wired. That's doubly hard. This is not someone that confidence is a default. This is someone that's kind of tentative about things anyway, and the way things were left, it was like, okay, yeah, I'll just help show myself out. Don't even, like, they were embarrassed, they were ashamed, they felt stupid, they felt less than. It was a falling out. And so now here this situation comes again, and I think, one of the things they're not telling you is that you really broke their heart, and they really don't want to have to face that again. That brought them to like the primal side of themselves, like profound sadness, disappointment, fear, anxiety. They thought, for the Cancerians that I'm reading for, this is someone that connected with you deeply. And when you two had the falling out or separated, that pretty much rocked them to the core. And it's made them kind of doubt everything ever since. And they probably haven't connected with somebody very deeply since your falling out, since you two have been together. So we got the King of Wands here. That could be Sagittarius. This is someone that's probably always kept their options open, never, just always on the move. Could be male or female, but never connected really with anybody. But there's been some kind of turning point lately that they feel like either it's time or they've gotten the green light to go ahead and be able to show back up. And this is someone that's wanting to, it's like they want to show back up to see what's going to happen, but they're very guarded, they're very reserved, and they really want transparency and clarity. Like, they don't want to get their heart broken again, basically. So it's almost like from the word hi, or the word go, it's like everything out on the table. Like everybody's transparent, What's this Magician about? I think that this is about them wanting to really build the Lovers. Look at that. Whoa. Magician, Three of Cups, and the Lovers. Okay. I think this is somebody that is going to really be wanting to measure every step of the way that this is, everybody's telling the truth, everybody's on the same page, there's no zingers, nobody's going to come out and make me feel stupid or ashamed or say horrible things or think that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to have to go through what I went through again that made me feel so horrible about myself. That's what's going on with this person. So they're really wanting to observe first and feel later. This is about someone learning to trust again. It's funny that they even showed up, honestly, because this is someone that's really scared. And I don't want to arouse the whole, oh, they're scared. Come here, I won't hurt you. No, we're not in high school, and even if you are in high school, don't do that. I hope I'm not reading for kids that are in high school. You're too young to be worried about this crap, but I don't want you to feel like you want to rescue them or make it okay for them, because they have to show up on their own accord. You've got your own stuff to deal with. You don't need to be worried about if somebody's feeling okay and if their feet are warm enough and can I get you an extra bowl of soup or something. That'll come later. But when someone's making an initial entry like this, they need to do it on their own volition. I'm here. You see me, I see you. This is where we start. And it's mutual. It's not me coaxing you out of or coaxing you out of the cave or something. No, not even time for that. That's tiresome, because someone's always going to have to stay lost for the rescuer to always rescue. That gets old real quick. I'm not saying that as big sister talk. I'm saying because it shows up here. This is someone that is really going to want to take their time and vet the situation. This is not somebody who's not telling you anything other than how terrified they are. They really do want to make sure that everything is on the up and up, and they're not going to make a fool of themselves, and they're not going to be made a fool of, because they do still care. Maybe they're not telling you that they do still care. They do want to connect again, but as far as connecting emotionally, that's going to take them some time. And that's going to be something that you'll be able to tell, though. It's not that they're telling everything. When they show up, who they are is who they are. They're not keeping anything from you, but they are going to be less emotional about things. They're not going to connect with you right away like they did. They're going to keep everything kind of civilized and maybe a lot of humor and whatnot, but they're going to be real. And it's funny. It's like, why even show up then if you don't? Because they're terrified. They have not connected with anybody since you, but reconnecting with you scares the heck out of them anyway. So it's like they can't win. It's like they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. There's been some kind of turning point where they're like, okay, I need to end this. I need to either go back and see if Cancerian is all that I idolize them to be, or I need to put this to bed once and for all. It's come to that. I've either got to reinvest in this and see what it's all about, see if there's anything still there because I can't stop thinking about this person, or I've just got to walk away from Cancer. But I can't keep doing this whole thinking about, so I'm going to show back up, right? And here they come, and they really are going to be what they say they are. They're probably going to tell you, you know, I feel the need to protect myself. I feel the need to take this slow. I feel the need to, because I'm really terrified that I'm going to be hurt again. And that's matches. What they say is exactly what they're telling you. How do you like the meta there with that? What they're telling you is exactly what they mean. They're not keeping anything from you in that regard. They could say they're sorry, and it's because they want to stop feeling funky. Staying in a funk, feeling the way they felt, has not brought them any resolution or relief. They want to get to the bottom of this once and for all. Is there still something there with Cancer, or does this need to be walked away from? So that's why they're coming back. They would like it if you are just as engaged. They would like it if you are happy to see them, if you still felt the same, because trusting would be a lot easier if they knew how you felt. They would also like to know that you feel the same as far as it's been bugging you too. So this is someone that is, as hard as it is for them, they're showing back up to see if there's anything still there, because you have not left their thoughts. You very stubbornly stayed on their mind. And this is someone that is reminiscing about what you two had. They haven't really connected with anybody else since you, so that could be short-sighted, saying, well, you know, you were really something and we really had something special together. Well, how would you know? Let's be honest. Have you been serious with anybody since? You know, but they haven't wanted to because of how they felt about you and how hurt they were about this. Not that that's your responsibility, their choice, but that's exactly why they're showing back up, to see if this really is worth, if it's as good as they remember it, if it's worth reinvesting, that sort of thing. So this really is somebody who has thought about this quite a bit and has reached a turning point and really wants to see, is this all I've idealized it to be? I don't know how to say that word, so I don't know if it's idealized or idolized. Or if it's both, meaning two separate things. And the thing is hopefully you do feel the same. And if you think it's worth it, it's there to invest in. This, honestly, this shows, we got the pumpkins, the 90 goes here. This shows that you two are feeling the same. This person is, I think they have a new appreciation for what you two had, because they're coming in a lot more security-minded than it was before, and they're a lot more careful. So what that looks like with this person is not like, okay, I've had fun, I'm ready to be, you know, to settle down and to be that couple that grows into old age together, holding hands, never has a fight, all that. I don't know whose, you know, Hallmark card that is, but this is not that. For this person, I mean, it's not that it's not that. What I mean is they're not coming in going, okay, I've had fun, let's do this. No, that's not the type of security I'm talking about. Because that person comes back and they're secure and they know what they want and let's go, let's do this. This is someone that, when I say security, what I mean is very self-protective of themselves. This is someone that for the first time in their life is looking out for themselves exclusively before they immediately join with someone else, aka you. This is someone that is now understands the importance of taking care of things, of taking care of themselves, of taking care of things that require attention and maintenance where they didn't really before. So them coming back in, everything about their approach and everything about their interaction with you is going to be cautious. It's going to be careful. It's going to be slow going. It's going to be reserved. It's going to be observant. It's going to be all these things. Whereas before they were just kind of like, let's do it. And then it was just like off to the races. And there's something to be said for that too. But this person has much more of a self-protective stance now than they did before. And that's because they don't want to get hurt again. This is not going to be a hostile thing, though, to where they're just like, you know, they show back up and then they got a chip on their shoulder. This is not that. This is someone that really wants to, one, make sure they want to decide whether they need to walk away from this or if it really is worth falling back in love with you again, because of how they remember it. Is it just as good? Is it worth it? Is it all that? They've changed. They've realized I haven't been able to connect with anybody since. Not because I was hurt, but because I probably still love this person. All this time, maybe they thought, oh, I'll never go through that again. And it's like, no, maybe I just haven't found anybody I wanted to because I'm actually still in love with this person. So I'm showing back up. I'm going to see if there's anything there. But this time it's going to be with a focus on things that matter and security. Like we're growing up, kids. This time around, it's like I know what matters. And I want to see if you feel the same and if we have a shot. That's what it is. And everything they're telling you is the truth. The only thing they're not telling you out of self-preservation is that they're terrified. But they really do have the same feelings. The only thing is now they understand self-preservation. They understand maintenance. They understand downtime. They understand the need. So basically this could be a maturity issue. Somebody's kind of matured and it's like, okay, I get it now. I get that I have to take care of myself before I can take care of Cancerian or person. I get that I have to put myself first so that I can be available for everybody else later. Like I have to meet my own needs first so I don't burden everybody else with always having to take care of me. And I get that I have to, keep my own stuff clean so I'm not, like I have to contribute. I have to be fair. I have to be reciprocal. I have to put, you know what I mean? Like I have to put the relationship first, or I'm ready to put the relationship first. None of that applied before, and you two were like this, and they wore you out. This is someone that regrets that. They're coming back in. They want to see if you're open, if you still feel the same. If not, they're just as happy. Well, no, they might fake like they are, but this is them. This has been a pattern for them for a while now. So even if they wouldn't want to, if you didn't feel the same, they'd go right back out. But you are the one that has stayed on their mind. They're tired of it. They want to see it. Like, let's do this. Is it there or is it not? I think they're really hoping, though, for this joyous reunion and then finding out that there is that connection and that you two can figure out together how day by day, little by little, interaction by interaction to find your way back to each other. But the thing is, be careful with that, just because it doesn't have to be, that doesn't have to be part of the equation. You two figuring it out together doesn't have to be about find your way back to each other, because you don't want to get back to where you were. That was crap. That was exhausting. And that's why this person's so scared coming back in, is because you probably destroyed them. I mean, honestly, you probably were like, and another thing. No. And I don't know. You probably had some things to say, and I think that's part of why they came back, is because that's never left them either. Like, they were kind of right. I don't want to admit it. I hate to admit it, but yeah, I was kind of irresponsible, or I was rude, or I was inconsiderate, or I was selfish, or they don't like that. They don't like to be seen that way. So it's like you were this mirror, and they're like, all right, I want you to know that I've changed, that I'm better now, and I also still love you. I don't want to tell you that yet because I'm afraid you don't feel the same way about me. And hey, easy come, easy go, but not really. But I'm going to act like that anyway. But hopefully we can figure this out together little by little. So on the one hand, it's kind of selfish because they're like, I got to get you out of my head. But at the same time, everything they're telling you about how they're terrified, but how are you doing? And I haven't stopped thinking about you, and I got to get to the bottom of this. Can we talk? Can we meet for coffee? Can we go from there? I still love you. I just don't want to get hurt again, and I'd like to take this slow, but we have to do baby steps. And they don't have an agenda. Their intent is pure. There's nothing that they're keeping from you with what they're saying, except for how deep they feel for you. They don't want to put that out there. They don't want to feel stupid. Blind spot. It's a school of darkness. So it could be that you are their blind spot. That it's almost like when it comes to the two of you, it's just something that's going to baffle them or cause them to look the other way, to forgive easier, just something that they'll give a lot more slack to, or that they're just going to, anybody else they treat this way, but when it comes to you, you two are just, it's different. You're their blind spot. It could also be, too, that you pointed out some things when you said what you said, when you two parted ways, that was their blind spot. They didn't see it. They didn't understand what you meant, but they see it now. They want to know, they want to search, uncover the depths. They want to know because this is somebody that there's parts of themselves that they don't want to look too closely at because it's terrifying. Like, I don't want to go there. This is someone that's very tentative, right? So you're the only one that maybe pointed out the blind spots, or said, and this and this and this and this, and you need to consider that or whatnot. And they're like, you know what? I hate to admit it, but Cancer was right. What did you mean by that? Help me understand. Because I don't want to be that way. I wanted to be better, I just didn't know how to, and I have these blind spots, and I don't know what to do about them, and I want to understand, I want to be better, and I want... Not that you're their therapist, but this is someone that's intention is true. They do want to be a well-rounded, well-adjusted, good partner, good connection. This is someone that's just interested in stability and connection. Nothing fancy. They don't like that you thought poorly of them either. They don't like that you had this negative opinion of them, because I think they've always fancied themselves like a really good person, and and it's like, no, you're kind of shallow in certain parts. Like, you kind of didn't get it. Kind of were flaky. Kind of irresponsible. What else for Cancerian? Four of Pentacles again, right there. Yeah. So taking it like barbecue, low and slow. Taking it slow. Self-preservation is key. Putting selves first so that we don't burden others, and we're fully present because we've taken care of our own needs, so that we can pick and choose when we want to engage, and we're present and thoughtful and mindful, and then we disengage when we don't. This is not about sacrifice. This is about putting yourself first and taking care of yourself. Both of you. And that's even if you're interested. Some of you might be like, I should know. It might be fun to listen to, right? But others of you, if this is describing you, it's there. But this is going to be like baby steps, working at it. And it's funny though, I think they're going to initiate, but I'm not sure who's going to initiate here. I think they might want you to, but then, I don't know, I can't tell who's going to initiate. How does this get back on track? Like, I can't see here who's going to reach out. My hunch is that they want you to, but they're eventually going to be coming back in. They're hoping that you will, but I think they're going to get to a point where they can't stand it anymore waiting, and they're going to. What else for Cancerian? All right, so Emperor reversed. Emperor reversed. Six of Cups reversed. Not being able to let go, and yet letting go of control. This might be somebody that has felt unsettled since this, that has kind of shaken their self-image. This is someone that might be willing to let go of all the things they thought mattered before, but they just can't seem to get over this. I don't think this is someone showing back up for atonement. I think this is someone that wants more than just absolution. I think this is someone that wants a second chance, but they want to be very self-protective about it, very unto themselves. So they're not trying to control anything, but they haven't been able to let go of this. And without being a burden or bothersome, I think they want to just... It's almost like, hi, I'm sorry, but then they can't stop thinking about you. They can't stop thinking about the relationship. They don't like being wrong or that you thought poorly of them, because that was never their intention, but the way it ended up, it just happened to be that way. And so part of it is wanting to atone, but also they want to know if there's still something there for you too. That's fair. The only reason I'm not beating this up is because what they're telling you is exactly how they feel. There's no agenda here. And they don't plan on rushing in or anything. This is going to take a while, and they're fine with that because they need to know they can trust themselves as well. There's profound fear and just like, I just don't want to do anything wrong, and I don't want to get hurt again, but I think this is a person, Look at that, the Moon and the High Priestess. Whew. Hey, so they want this, and they're hoping that you do too, because it's almost like, it's not that they're going to need your help, but the way they feel, they can't just do like, hey, hi, how are you with you. If that's the case, they're out the next day. But if there's something there, this can't be anything other than what it was eventually. Like the way you two connected, the way you felt about each other, it's eventually going to get back to that depth again. And they know this. They know this going in. So if they're going to show back up, they're really hoping to find out how you feel and if this is workable. If not, they can't stick around because of the way they feel. It was simply too intense and too deep. But I think they're hoping that you feel the same, and that you two can work together on getting back to where you once were. Not with the same dynamics, because they honestly, they want much more security now. They get maintenance, they get needing to take care of themselves, but baby steps, right? They're wanting to understand first of all, because they don't right now. Everything's just like, all roads lead back to you, but I'm terrified. Okay, all right. On that note, Cancerian, I hope this was helpful. This is so layered. I mean, this is so like, this person is just so like, okay. I hope to see you in the next reading. You take care.